Okay, this is going to be a little longer video because I feel like there's a lot untaught in this particular document, this assignment. So I am going to go through the entire document with you. You'll see when you open it, it looks like a blank document, but if you scroll down, you'll see there's 2 blank pages and then here's your document. So it asks you to do several things, and I don't recall the exact order, but I'm just going to go through it with you. First thing I want to point out is that this is a style. See here? It's a heading 1 style. So there's no reason for you not to use the styles when you put in the table of contents and the tables of charts and so forth. All of the headings are styles, see? And how nice and clean it makes it. So be sure you use styles when you need to. So the first thing I want to do is go to the reference page. I've highlighted my little image here, and I want to insert a caption. And this is a figure, so after the one you want to hit the space bar and type pie chart. And then it's a figure and it's going to be below the item, so you click OK. And there you go, it just did it for you. Then the next thing you want to do is label this table. So I'm going to select the table. Remember, this little cross selects the whole table. And then I'm going to go up to insert a caption. And I'm going to tell it not to be a figure, but to be a table. See, and there it goes, table 1. And then I'll hit the space after, and I'm going to say roots. And click OK. And it puts it above. See, the figure goes below, the table goes above. All right, the next thing we want to do is take out these extra return marks. I don't know why those are there. Because it wants this to be on a new page. So there's a better way to do it than return, return, return. You can just do Control Enter and you get a page break. If you need a section break, then you would go up to the design and breaks and put in a section break. But for this document, we don't need to. Okay, so here's your figure. I'm going to make it a little bigger so that it's more like the example. And then let me make my picture bigger. There we go. And then I'm going to go again. I'm just going to use references, insert a caption, and I need to be sure and change it back to figure. And then after the 2, I'm going to space and tell it organizing. And OK. There we go. So there's that one. The next thing is a table again. So we're going to select the whole table here. Then we're going to go up to insert caption and change it to table. And it knows that this is the second table, so we're going to call it the KWL chart. And OK. And it goes above it, which is good. All right, so then you also have to have page numbers. And this is really important. I'm going to do the page numbers last so that you can see the proper way to do them. The first thing we're going to do now, after we've done all of the things we're supposed to, is insert a table of contents. So I've gone to the top of the document and I want to go to table of contents, and it just did it for you. It just put the header in there for you because it was pre-formatted. If you had not pre-formatted the style for heading 1, it would not have worked properly. And I'm going to do automatic table of 1, and it just says contents, but you want it to say table of contents, so you have to change that. And then we got almost everything, not quite everything. We don't have the figures and tables. So I'm going to go on to the next page. Okay, now we're ready to put in the table of figures and table of tables. So you're going to put your cursor at the beginning of your page break, your section break here, or your page break. It should be a section break here, I believe. And we're going to insert a table of figures. But the last thing we did was tables, and right now we're putting in a table of tables. So we want to go to, figures. So we're going to go to figures here. And see, it changed these to figures. We're going to click OK. And there's your 3 figures. Look, there's an error here. I've got 2 figure 1 pie charts. So I'm going to go down there and see why. And you'll notice that it's a hyperlink. I should be able to go right down to it. There we go. Oh, I've got it in twice. So I'm going to take out the second one. Just deleting it is all I'm doing. And then that should fix my table of figures. So let's go here and select the whole thing and right click and update the field, and now it took out the extra one. Okay, so I saw there were 2. I went down to the pie chart figure. I took out the extra one that I had accidentally entered, and believe me, this is going to happen to somebody. It may not happen to you, but somebody will have that happen. Once you delete it, then you select your charts and you right click and say update the field, and you can update the entire table or the page numbers only, and I wanted to update the entire table. Then you click OK and it updates it. Now you'll see in the assignment that you also have to have a heading, and on mine it didn't put that heading in. I'm not sure why, but we're going to do this the right way. So we're going to click on Home, then we're going to click on the Header 1 style, the Heading 1 style. That Heading 1, 2, and 3 are really important for you to use. And then we're just going to type in what it is, and this is the figures. So we've got that done. Now we're going to go below that, and now we're going to insert the tables. So we're going to go back to References and insert Table of Figures, even though what we want is tables. And now see here it says tables. We're going to get tables. That's what we want. We're going to click OK. And it gave me my 2 tables. They came out right this time. With the page numbers and the dot leader tabs, everything is just the way it should. Microsoft will set it up for you. Now I'm going to put in the heading 1 and type in tables. Now you have one more step to do on all of these table of contents. You want to go here, and up right here it says update table, and you want to update the table because you don't have the figures and the tables showing in your table of contents. We're going to update table. We're going to update the entire table and click OK. And now here's my figures and my tables and the rest of my document. Now I see that it's put the page numbers in correctly, but I haven't put page numbers in here yet. And the reason that it's working is because when they created this document, they formatted page numbers and so forth for you. So we're going to go in now and we're going to do the page numbers. You'll notice that the figures are 2 small i's. Well, that means the table of contents should be 1 small I. So we're going to go down into the footer, and let me see where they put those. In the center. So we're going to go into Home, and we're going to Center. Then we're going to go into the Header, Footer Tools, Design, and we're going to put in a page number. Now remember, first you have to format, and we want it to format to the small Roman numeral, and we want it to start at 1. So we're going to click OK. You have to do both these things. Be sure you have Roman numeral and start at 1, and then click OK. Now nothing happened, remember, because we haven't done anything, inserted anything, we've just formatted. So we're going to go to page number, current position, and just tell it a plain number, and there's my I. Now let's see if we got an II on this one. Yes, we did. Now on the next page we should be able to get a number 1 because a section break was already put in for you. So when you go from one kind of page number to another, you have to have a section break. Here we only needed a page break because we had I and II. But now we want to go to 1, so we have to have a section break next page. So let's go down here to the footer on the first page and see what happened. Oh, there's no footer. So we want to be sure that we put in the right thing, and the document now will start with page 1. So you have I, and then page 1. So I'm going to go into page number, format the page number. I'm going to change it so that it's 1, 2, 3, which is what we want. We want to start at 1, so that's correct. We're going to click OK. Now we're going to tell it to center it. Then we're going to go back to Header, Footer, Tools, Design. go to page number and the current position and a simple number. There I have a 1. Now let's just look and see if the next one is 2. It is. So we're good. Remember, if you're having trouble with your numbers, if it says same as previous here, same as previous is evil. So close that, and now we have page numbers, we have table of contents, we have table of figures and table of tables. We've used styles. Everything is golden. So I hope you have fun with this. The main thing you'll use is the table of contents. Now the only reason the table of contents worked is because these are styles. You have to have a style for it to show up in your table of contents unless you go through a big rigmarole to customize it. So I'm going to click on chart. You'll see it's a heading 2. I'm going to click on cause and effect. It's a heading 2. Your heading 1, 2, and 3 automatically go into your table of contents. So be sure you use them. It was done for you in this document, but if you're starting from scratch and you want to get a table of contents automatically, you want to use the styles heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, not the other things. You want to use heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Those are the styles you want to use in order to get the table of contents to work. Have fun!